Hi, it's Heather from Strings and Threads. Welcome, friends. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending time with me. I enjoy your company so much. And if you're not already part of this community, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button and become part of our little community that we have here, the group of friends. I try to come up with fun questions for us to answer every day, just so that we can get to know each other. And they're not mandatory. You certainly don't have to answer them. These are all just things that are for fun, to try and help us get to know each other better. I love my subscribers. I love all you guys. I'm looking forward to growing this community as well. So today's question is, what is the strangest compliment you've ever received? I could tell you from working at schools and from having one of my sons being autistic, I have heard some whoppers. And I wish I would have written them down, because there are probably like tons of them that have happened throughout my lifetime, but there's only one that stands out, and that one is with my son, the one that is autistic. He is such a lovey, but he just says some of the funniest things sometimes. When he was in kindergarten, he came home from school one day and we were sitting down at the table and he says, "Mom, you're so pretty." I said, "Thank you." He goes, "But my bus driver is gorgeous." So that was a pretty fun compliment. I'm sorry, I have a little bit of a frog in my throat again today. I'm not sick, it's just the change of the weather kills me every year. So today is Moody Monday. I'm going to give a brief overview of it. I have a playlist called Moody Monday if you were interested in going back and look. If you are a channel and you're interested in joining me, I would love that. Just let me know and I can list you as being one of the channels that joins in. If you want to join in and just send me pictures of what you've made and where you're donating, I will include them in my videos as well. Right now, Moody Monday is about crocheting or knitting or yarning for people in need, so making things for people who would need them. Currently, I'm making hats for my school. My school collects hats, scarves, mittens, gloves, coats for people in the district who are in need. And when I say my school, I work at a middle school, and my younger son goes to the same school I work at, and my older son is in the district. He's in the high school. So that's what I mean by my school. They collect those, and the drop-off is like the week before our winter break. So I've been working on collecting for that right now. I'll probably continue doing Moody Monday through maybe February-ish. And I'll probably find somewhere new to donate. There's lots of places that can be donated to. I put some in my description below. You can check those out. Those would be ones that you could, if you were interested in joining in and making things for those in need. Those would be ones you could mail them to, the ones that I list in my description. Other suggestions you can give where you live. Nursing homes might, you'd have to check for the rules of your nursing home, but I know a lot of nursing homes do take donations of lap blankets or hats or scarves, those types of things. Hospitals accept donations for people who are sick or for babies. Veterans associations will collect homemade scarves, hats for veterans in your area. I do have a link to just a general veterans one if you wanted to mail them off. Homeless shelters. I mentioned this a lot, so I'm sorry if it's a repeat for you, but there's a group around where I live called the Wrap It Up Project. They collect hats and scarves, they put tags on them, and they drop them off around town, like on park benches, on trees, on street lamps. And the tags that are on them just say, if you're cold, take me and keep me. You know, so they're for anyone to take, anyone who's out and cold and needs a hat or a scarf. And if you don't have one of those around you, you can always start one. I've thought about doing that a couple times, and I may do that. Maybe that's something that I'll do next after I'm done doing these for my school. Maybe I'll go and make hats and scarves and drop them off, and that would be kind of fun to do a video showing me do that. So maybe that's where I'll go. I haven't fully decided yet what I'm gonna do when this one's over, but that's an option. I call it Moody Monday because I thought it would be fun to talk about the yarn color, based on the way that you were feeling, based on your mood, maybe the texture that you used, or the texture of the stitch or the texture of the yarn. You know, those kinds of things based on your mood. But if that's intimidating, you don't have to do that. You don't have to crochet. It's more about giving to people who are in need rather than the moody part. I just thought Moody Monday was pretty catchy. So, and I had seen other people do blankets or do other projects, and they picked the color for when they were working on it based on their mood, you know. So if they did a couple rows one day and they were in a specific mood and chose a specific color for that mood. So I thought it would be fun to do that. I have done some of my hats, the color based on my mood. I was in the mood for texture, those kind of things. This week, I recently came across a new YouTube channel that I love, and the name of it is Rich Texture Crochet. And the lady who runs that channel, her name is Sarah. She has some really, really amazing projects. If you're interested in crochet projects that have rich texture to them, I mean, her title for her channel is perfect, Rich Texture Crochet. And I have been eyeballing, she has a hat tutorial out there called the Jameson Beanie crochet pattern. And I'll link her YouTube channel and the tutorial for this hat in my description below. And boy, do I love this hat. It is just gorgeous. So it's done in V stitches. She has the ribbing on the bottom and then the V stitches. This was a bottom to top work. And I did do something a little bit different than what she does. She just comes up to the top and then ties the string around and pulls it tight and then puts a pom-pom on top. And this would still look great with a pom-pom on top, but I just prefer the decrease until you get to the top so that it gives it a more rounded look rather than bunched up at the top. And I like to have whether a pom-pom gets put on top being my option and not because the hat looks weird without one. I don't think her hat looked weird without one, but some hats do. Some hats, when you gather them up like that at the top, sometimes they look weird unless you put a pom-pom on top. So, you know, I did do the top a little bit differently than hers. I don't currently have any pom-poms, so I don't have one to put on top. I'm going to put this on because I just really, 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 really love this pattern. And it's nice and warm because the two colors kind of make it really thick. Here's how, hopefully you can see the top. The top, like I said, I deviated from her pattern. Let me see, did I get it? I can't tell. Yeah, I deviated from her pattern a little bit. This was the only hat that I had a chance to get done. I've been also working on some other projects. So anyway, check out this tutorial if you're interested, if you like the pattern. I am excited after the holidays to look through her station because she keeps adding new things. She recently added an ornament, and I forget what she named it, but oh my gosh, it was so gorgeous. She really has some nice nice patterns on there. She doesn't know me. I highly doubt she's subscribed to me. I just happened to stumble across her and I really like her. So I'm not really like, oh, she's my best friend, please subscribe to her. It's just, you know, she doesn't know me. I just really have fallen in love with her style of crocheting. So I did want to do a quick reminder. I know that the time is adding up here, but I just wanted to do a quick reminder that I am doing a Christmas mystery crochet along. So if you are interested, I will one more time just put out there what you will need for it, just in case you're new and you haven't seen my video. I had put it in a couple other videos, but you will need a tape measure because this will need to be a specific size. So we'll have to check out, you know, your stitches as to whether you need to adjust your stitches based on size. An eye, which is a 5.50 millimeter crochet hook. I think these are called darning needles. I always just call them yarn needles. Pair of scissors. The 3 colors of yarn that I'm using are Red Heart, but you don't have to say, oh my gosh, I've got to run out and buy Red Heart. Any yarn of that same quality and that same thickness will work fine. It's mostly the colors. If you were to use thin or crochet string, whatever, that wouldn't work size-wise. Or if you were to use the real thick yarns, that size-wise would probably be a little tricky too. But you would need white. This is the one you would need the most of, probably about 1/2 to 3/4 of a skein of the, I'm basing my size on the Red Heart Super Saver. So something, you know, about like this would work. You would need some red, not a ton. You probably wouldn't even need this much, probably at the most 1/2 skein at the very most. And then the last thing that you would need would be the green. And you don't need a ton of this either, probably at the most 1/2 skein. So that's everything you need for my mystery crochet along. It'll most likely be released, the part 1 will most likely be released the day after Thanksgiving because I'm almost done filming it. It's gonna be 3 videos long and I'll release one day, one the next day, and one the next day, just to kind of let the suspense simmer. Maybe you'll figure it out. Maybe you'll look at the pieces as you're making them and be like, oh, I know it's this. Maybe not. So let's see how this works out. This is my first mystery crochet along to do. So I'm really excited to see how it works out and to see if anybody can guess it and to see if you guys have fun with it too. So I hope you have a great night and I will talk to you next time I'm on. Bye.